quadruple P, which I think is pretty darn close. Okay, cool. We're not going to go through any of this tonight. It was beautiful sounds, great warm-up. Remember what we said a couple weeks ago, if you were here, that there's only one place that is forte. There's another place where it comes close, right? We're mezzo forte at a certain point. But be mindful of when you hear it getting louder, but you don't see it crescendo, that may well be because there's just more voices being added. So don't jump on the bandwagon and get louder. No one's actually getting louder. It's just that we're adding more people. So hold back, and then when you actually see the crescendo, then you can follow that. All right, cool. Now let's go ahead and get up the new piece from Mark Cervantes that we're reading tonight, Passing of the Present. Be mindful of the key changes. Lots of flats. As few as 3 flats in concert pitch. As many as 5 flats in concert pitch. That means if you're an E flat reading instrument like I tend to be, you're still reading with 2 flats. So okay. For the rest of you who are used to reading flats, 2 flats is a big deal in alto saxophone. 6 sharps, no problem. 2 flats, things get a little dicey. Anyway, relatively straight ahead. There's some style markings throughout. Spirito, maestoso at a certain point, più mosso at 113, so we will pick up the pace there a little bit. And we do have a brief, there's like just one measure of 2/4 near to the end. Just don't get tripped up by that. Make sure cornet 2, trumpet 2. Those of you who are reading those parts tonight, harmon mute with stem in covered. Does anybody have harmon mutes tonight? 1. Anyone else? Hey, we're gonna do that harmon mutes tonight. Put it in your stand instead. Thank you. Spoken from another trumpet player to you. All right, cool. Any questions before we go? Anything that you see that you're panicking about?
What's the first measure?
First measure is 2 beats.
Thank you.
Do you have double bar line? Yeah. So that is a half rest, not a whole rest. 3, 4, 1. Good question.
What's the tempo?
Tonight we're going to take it about here. And hang on a second, actually. Hang on. Yes! Cornet 2, trumpet 2, at the end.
It sounds like Angry Bird.
Oh, this is a scratch. I actually like this as a black rock.
No. Slower? Oh, sorry. I'm a little overcaffeinated.
Is that
Have maestoso to come back down? Maestoso does it come back down, tempo-wise?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm sure it is. It's like
A
overdone.
little slower?
To think about it.
Walking to the gallows. Thank you. All right.
I saw that there was that concert. I kind of want to.
Here we go. Starts on the and of 3. Yeah. Well, now that we've got that, horns, trombones, bass trombones, euphonium, and tuba. You are the only ones who play there at the beginning. Here we go. I will cue you. Trumpet, cornet 2, trumpet 2. Let's hear you right there after the 2/4 measure. Ba, 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 bum, bum. Here we go. Right there. 2, 1, 2. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. I would like to go through this one more time. Again, not rehearsing, but just getting another, now that you've heard it once. Aside from maybe picking up a little bit faster spirited.
And after the percussion thing,
Should there be a retardado in the percussion thing or immediately slow there?
there's that roll and that's to slow down.
Okay. All right. So you guys probably didn't hear that, but there's a 4-bar percussion thing at the end of that section that says piumoso. We are going to slow down there where it says maestoso. Like I said earlier, I was trying to dial it back a little bit, but I didn't make it there in time. So at 129, it's like as slow as the beginning. As slow as the beginning, slower than the beginning.
About the same.
About tempo 1, and we will just watch me for that stretch there. At the very least, measure 128. So the 4th measure of that percussion thing, where the low voices have a forte piano crescendo. There's no one doing anything to generate time or tempo except for me. So watch me, please. Let's go right back to the very beginning. Now that you've had a chance, how was the tempo at the beginning? Was it still too fast?
It's all right. It was a lot better. Even a little bit slow.
Okay.
I think you're going to the gallery.
I'm going to the gallows. Oh gosh. I'm really going to take my time now.
You're conducting your own funeral.
And just because we just got this music, and just because we're just reading it tonight, doesn't mean you can't make your absolute best effort to play as musically as possible. Find every opportunity to tease out anything, any textures that seem interesting. Watch those dynamics carefully. I'm not pointing any fingers at any individuals, primarily because I don't know who. Tenor sax in general is very loud. Like, it's like a 1-to-1 for like the tenor sax sound and the rest of the ensemble. Maybe it's just where I'm sitting. I don't know, but it's very, very, very loud in the loud sections. So just remember that you 3 are 1. You 3 are 1. And I know it's a tenor sax sound, right? But and even if I knew which one of you it was, I wouldn't say. But just like I said, just remember collectively, generally in like a wind ensemble, there's 1 tenor sax and 1 bari sax, and they kind of do that for a reason. But you can, like, instead of being like stunted by that, just like treat it like a team effort and like fit into each other's sounds and like support each other. Don't make it a contest. All right, beginning. To the gallows. Remember, we're starting on the end of 3. I'm going to make as little noise as possible. Are you want to record again? Already recording. Okay. I'd like to get a great recording for him. So I'll be as quiet as possible. Like this, I don't know, this could go online. Just saying. Right, here we go. It's the premiere performance. Here we go.
writing music, so they had accents. So he's walking to the gallery. That's proclamation. As Luis is going on, you're hearing things that he's done, things that's written. At the end, it's the big celebration because he's finally gone. We're celebrating that, you know, he lives to it. And then at the very end, that trumpet thing, as the crowd dispersing and everybody's going,
Ooh.
thank you. Cool.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to prioritize the things tonight that really need lots of work. We're obviously quite behind schedule, so we're going to do this. Sondheim. We'll go ahead and take our break at close to the usual time. I would like to spend some time in Marche Militaire. And did you want to do both your pieces, or just YMCA? Just YMCA. So yeah, Sondheim, break, YMCA. We'll start the second half. Then we'll do Marche Militaire. We'll see how much time we have after that. Those are the big ones. I would like to do both of our resident composer and arranger pieces. I'm not sure if we'll have time for it though. So we'll just play it by ear then. So go ahead and get to Sondheim real quick. We are minus a drum set player tonight, it looks like. Okay, that's fine actually. Okay. Or, I mean, the other alternative would be to just have the part missing completely and just like work around it. So what do you guys normally do during this piece? Or do you do nothing? Oh, dang, okay. Are you comfortable reading it and watching for all the transitions tonight? Okay, we'll see how it goes. Just watch me anytime we get close to like any meter change, anytime you see a new section, just because there's a lot of speeding up and slowing down and so on. So we're gonna go right from the beginning today. We might jump around a little bit, but I would like to get in the habit of starting it anyway. We'll ease off on the tempo maybe 5 or 10% too. Maybe that's not easy enough. I don't know. It feels slow to me. Who needs more time? Great. Here we go. Beginning. How was that tempo, Lawrence? All right, great. All right, who's playing trombone 1 and 2 at 25? Okay, cool. All right. You're not alone there. Tenor sax joins you, or starts with you, I should say, at 25. And then there's a really cool Barry sax line that happens at measure 35, along with bassoon. And it starts with trombone, and it's kind of an extension. You sort of keep going with the triplet eighths. Let's go ahead, please. We won't go all the way back to the beginning. Yes, we will. Beginning. Might as well. Here we go. It's like 2 people up here. Here we go. I did go ahead and slow down, even though we're going faster, or we're going slower than we will be. There's Poker Volantando, 2 before 55. Subdivide, please. At 55, when we get there, 1 and 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1 and 2 and a 1 and 2 and 1. 55, right on it. At that tempo tonight. 55. Subdividing. 1 and 2 and ready, go. Bum, 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 Trumpets, you're doing it again. You're doing it again, just like last week. Ba, 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 and 2. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Ba, 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 1 and 2. Try this for me just as an exercise. Everybody who has that rhythm in measure 65, I want you to break one tie, and that is the tie across the bar line from 65 to 66. So rhythmically, just for now, this is what it's going to sound like. Ba, 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 ba. Does that make sense? 2 measures only. Those folks. 2, ready, and go. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, again. Ready, and go. Ba, 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 ba. Nice. Add the tie back in. Ready, and go. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, exactly. One more time. Ready, and go. Ba, 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 ba. Exactly. We're going to get that forever. 55. 55. Here we go. Sounds great, by the way. 1, 2, and ready, go. Yeah, and I don't want to go on just yet. Cool. Horn 1 and 2 has a quarter note pickup into measure 99, but it's only horn 1 and 2 that has that. And everyone else who plays in that measure is either sustaining the entire measure in like a tied, like multiple whole note pattern, or clarinets have the downbeat of 2, so the downbeat of that half note. 1, bum, bum, bum. So what you're going to hear is 1, bum, bum, bum. Okay? Let's see. I would like to hear, I'm going to put you on the spot. Where is it? Where is it? Saxes. Saxes only. More specifically, alto saxes only. Measure 91 and 92. Just those 2 measures. 1, 2, ready, and. Right. Yeah. The second time it goes G, C, F, G sharp, C, F, A, C, F, B flat, C, F, B natural, C, F. So it's really just a chromatic pattern on the bottom note, and it's C, F every other time. One more time, and then we're going to move on. Here we go. Same folks. 2, ready, and go. Nice. Okay. Cool. Something similar happens a few measures later, and clarinet 1 comes in as well, but it's not a chromaticism at that point. Let's back it up just a little bit from there to 81 with pickups in trumpets 1, 2, and 3. So I'll give you 2 plus 1. You'll hear trumpet pickup, and then we'll be at 81. Here we go. And 1, 2, 1. Great job getting into 103. Once we get to those of us who have triplet eighth notes, I'm not entirely convinced that we've got the subdivision there. Baritones only have 16th notes right after beat 1 of measure 103. Is that true? Yes. E and E and 2, 3, lolly, 2, lolly, 3, lolly, 1, lolly, 2, lolly, 3, lolly. And it kind of passes around to different sections. Let's start, please, right on 103. Right on 103. Most of you, with the exception of those 16 notes I pointed out, who have anything other than quarter notes, will have a triplet subdivision. So you can start subdividing in triplets as soon as 103. Here we go. Right on it. Trumpet 1, maybe? That E flat sounded really funky. Is that supposed to be an E flat? I think it is. 9/8 is natural, but then it's back to E flat in the 12/8. And where we were, unless you weren't at the 12/8 yet.
No, I was.
Okay, yeah. Maybe it was a tuning thing. I'm not sure, but it sounded off. Can everybody everyone just play and hold what you have on the downbeat of measure 118? So that's the 12/8 after the 9/8, 2 before the rallentando. If you play after the downbeat, like the immediate downbeat, don't worry about it. Only the very downbeat. Here we go. Hold. Perfect. Yeah, that's exactly right. Okay. We speed up into 115, but the duple eighth notes will be slower than the triplets that you were just playing. 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 3 lolly, 4 lolly, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So even though I'm moving faster, you may be moving slower because of the subdivisions. Let's see, here we go. 115 with pickups and horns. Here we go. I'll give you 3 beats. Horns come in on 4. Everyone else can come in on 1 or later. 1, 2, 3. Stretch it out. Yeah, cool. We talked about it way back. You weren't here the last time, so it was covered. I'm going to give you each one of those notes. Ba, 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 ba. And I'm going to try to do it in such a way that not everybody else is watching, or else they're going to get lost. So yeah, each one of those, I'll dictate each one of those 4. Cool. All right. 2 before 129. 2 before 129. Here we go. We're in 12/8, so 4 beats. Right on it. 2 before 129. You can wait on that. Yeah. And just for my sanity, hang on here. Yeah, 100 beats per minute at 129. 100 beats per minute. 135. Here is 129. This is the last section we're going to do. For now, we'll stop at 163. So 129 at that new tempo. No pickups or anything, just right on it. Here we go. That's right. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yes.
I was there.
You were there. Yeah. And also triangle is. And also triangle is there. Yeah. 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 Just you and triangle. Here we go. I'm sorry. I should have keyed that back. Does anybody, well, wait, do you have metronome markings printed in your parts? Great, okay. Does anybody remember how fast we're going at 163? All right, for your record, it's still in 2, but we are dropping drastically in tempo to 76 beats per minute. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, ba-dum. Okay, so yeah. Drops drastically to half note equals 76 at measure 163. And then don't forget at the 4-4, you should hopefully have this at least in 4 when it says 4-4. And it also says quarter note equals 8th note, which means what had the value of a quarter note in the measure before now is the value of the 8th note. So it's a literal cut in half tempo-wise. 1, bum, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So it's like the half note becomes the quarter note, the quarter note becomes the 8th note. I think I might have had that backwards. But anyway, you get the idea. It slows down exactly in half. Cool. All right. That's what we're going to do on that for now. There's lots more on this as we go on further into this. So, so these last transitions are tricky and scary, so we'll spend more time on that. Before we break, we'll have some quick announcements, and Jonathan is already on his way up. And when we come back after the break, just a reminder, we are at YMCA.
Hello, everybody. Yay, announcements.
Yay!
Everyone's favorite part. Were you going to do something first, Taylor?
That doesn't matter.
Go for it. I'll turn off the lightsaber.
Okay,
You want a lightsaber?
Okay. I used to be the vice president. We're having a silent auction as what we hope will be a very substantial fundraiser at our June concert. So we need some help. So we need people who have connections where you can get some good prizes donated. For instance, like if you're a subscriber at a theater, it might be pretty easy to talk to whoever manages that theater and get them to give away like a pair of tickets because they know you're a subscriber. If you're a frequent patron at a restaurant, that would be a good place where like they recognize you to, hey, would you give away like a dinner for two or something like that? That would be, like a medium kind of prize. Like I'm going to call the Dallas Winds and see if they'll give a pair of tickets or a group of 4 or 5 CDs or whatever. So we need some individual things like that, but then we're going to have some group efforts and it's going to be really fun. So we're going to divide our band into 8 groups, and each group is going to create a basket with a theme. So your theme might be beach, and so let's say the flutes are doing beach, and so Kristen donates a towel, and Caitlin donates a plastic pail and shovel, and so on. Somebody else likes some sunscreen or whatever. So like small things that add up to a nice basket. So the groupings will do the flutes, like people who have at least 8 in their section, like flutes can be a group, and clarinets can be a group, and then we'll put low clarinets with all double reeds, so a group with the oboes, so you should have about 8. Trumpets will have at least 8. Percussion probably have 8. And then maybe we'll combine maybe horn and tuba and trombone and euphonium. So we'll get, those will be, and the saxes probably have at least 8. So I think that makes 8 groups. So what I'd like to see happen is that if you're like a musical section leader, you don't have to be the head of like the basket thing, but maybe you can point someone else in your section who seems like they would be good at organizing the basket, and then all you need is for each person to donate like 1 thing or 2 small things into the basket that makes a theme. So if you could get back to me on who the basket leaders are rather than the musical leaders of each section and what you want your theme to be. So like, another one could be like a sports memorabilia one, or we could have a bed and bath one, and somebody contributes bubbles and somebody contributes washcloths and whatever, but it makes a nice basket, and then, get a couple people who like to do decorating and so forth. So those are the 2 things we need towards the silent auction. Thanks.
So guys, just to summarize, with the way our sections are broken out, we should come away with about 10 baskets total, right?
8. We'll do 8. Just
8's good, but like, go for gold. Okay? For those of you that weren't paying attention and you have no idea what's happening, surprise, it's all on you now. But, a couple of things. Who has received the new newsletter at all? Any of the new formatted emails that we've been sending out? Who's gotten them? There's been 1 newsletter and several weekly updates for things like what's going on in the band, sign up for this, that kind of stuff. If you're not getting those, you need to see Miranda over in the bass clarinet section immediately. Well, just text her your email or something, so that way you can get them.
What's in the title?
It usually says OLB Executive Board followed by whatever it is, right? So it'll say wine walk, rehearsal notes. So like when Mark sends it out, it now comes from a fancier new distro list so that we can see who is opening the emails and who's not. But that also means if you're not used to seeing it, it might have gone to spam, so double check there the first time just to make sure you're getting it. Here's why that's important. We're trying to shift all of our announcements and band stuff that you guys need to be aware of that we don't want to take up time in rehearsal for. Like, for example, did anyone know that we're doing a merch run right now where you can buy fancy polos and hats and other things from the band? Yes. No? Who's unaware of that? Anyone unaware of that? It's okay, don't be shy. Cool, like the sign-up link for that to tell us your sizes and how many you want so we know how to order those is in those emails, right? Or if you are wanting to sign up and tell us for sure that you're committing to Pride or, I don't know, a pet band event, right, because it's May the 4th, right? All of that is in there. And we would much rather let you read that at your leisure, sign up and communicate by forms and emails than in here, okay? That also means, like, for the wine walk, we only had about 6 or 7 people actually sign up to do the wine walk. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there were a lot more people than that in the band hall today. So as we start shifting to digital, if you guys could please interact with those emails and get used to getting your communication there, it will cut down on how much you need to listen to me drone on at you. Stop nodding your head so emphatically, Nate. That being said, we have some new people here tonight, right? Hey, if you're new tonight, can you stand up or raise your hand for us? Looking at you, Eric. Yeah. That's right. Trombones, get with it. We're adding trumpets every week so far, okay? Now, we are at 91 signups for Pride. Yeah. And interestingly enough, for those of you who are unaware, or it's kind of like passing knowledge, we are a founding member of the Pride Bands Alliance. We were, in 1982, we sent and did a massive citywide fundraiser. I read all the articles about it this past week to send band members to California to set this thing up, right? The newest band in the Pride Bands Alliance just sent like 7 people to come to our Pride because they wanted to support us, right? From Raleigh, North Carolina. So how cool is that? Right? Yes, this is applause worthy. What that means is, though, for all of us, as we are moving forward and things continue to get scarier in the political arena, the new mantra between now and the end of May is just one more. So everybody who signed up for Pride or who's volunteering or is in any way, shape, or part of this band, if you can all find a single person and get them to sign up for Pride, we will be marching nearly 200 people. So if everyone could please just find one person who's on the fence, non-committal, whatever, beg, borrow, steal, bribe, whatever it takes, just see if you can get them to sign up. If you've done one, you've done your part. Okay, that's my biggest ask. The next biggest thing is elections will soon be upon us, right? And we have a lot of people volunteering and doing a ton of really important work, but we do need to flesh out the board, and the position for tonight is the fun one. Okay, so y'all want to pay attention to this one. The Community Engagement Director. Last week we talked about finances and fundraising. Boring, I know. Community Engagement is the party planner, okay? They're responsible for making sure that apart from rehearsals, we also do fun things as a band, like game night at a local LGBT-friendly board game store, or have a band banquet, or have after parties after our concerts, or have the big fun welcome parties for Pride. Or they could work with the fundraising director to do a big fundraising ball. We used to do those actually, where it was like $100 to $200 a plate, and people would pay and go to like basically reserve papados for the evening and talk about how awesome the band was. It's kind of like black tie, but nowhere near as fancy. Gray tie, if you will. Okay, that landed for about half of you. Okay, I was wondering. But the community engagement director is very, very important because we have a lot of organizations that don't even know we still exist, for one. I have gotten multiple times this year, oh, the band is still around. I thought you guys were just in the 80s, or something to that effect. Or like, oh, I didn't know, I've lived here for X number of years and I had no idea there was a Pride band in Dallas. Cool. I've been traveling to Houston this whole time. You didn't have to, you can be here. That position helps us to communicate and network. So if you're looking for an entry-level board position where you're like, okay, I can plan parties because I can find out from the treasurer how much money do I have to spend, and I can go sweet talk a business into letting us hang out there for a couple of hours, do stuff like that. Cool. If you're sociable and you can also talk to a few organizations just to make sure they know we exist, that's the position for you, right? And it's very much a low-key, low-stress position, but it's a way to start getting involved in the decision-making because you'll see what everybody else is up to. So I would encourage anyone who's on the fence about volunteering to consider running for that position. And if you'd like to run unopposed because you're kind of like, I don't want to make a big scene, just come talk to me. We'll talk through it. We'll figure it out. Okay? Cool. That's everything I had for you guys tonight. Thanks for letting me drone on. See you in 10 minutes.
See you in 10 minutes!
Also, I don't know if you caught Wine Walk is Star Wars. Let's go.
Jonathan, I've never seen a Star Wars movie.
All right. Well, I'm afraid you are. There's the door. So.
Sorry, I gotta go.
Just watch like cutest Baby Yoda clips compilation.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
don't
that'll
know.
work.
I can't get around little baby Yoda.
Oh,
little,
don't say that to me.
And I
He's
just
adorable.
can't. I would consider doing that.
Helen,
I think you'd be really good at it,
I'm
actually.
gonna be our
That's what I do
group's
for work.
faster. And we are
Because it's
doing a
basically
night
like,
at the
we're a member of the
movies.
Chamber of Commerce, the LGBT Chamber of
Because
Commerce.
it's the best thing. We gotta lock
And
it
we're
down now.
technically part of the Gay and Lesbian Alliance, and we do a lot of stuff with North Texas Pride. And you know those organizations that set up tables at our concert? That's really the bulk of the communication, is just getting those organizations here and getting them to advertise. Like, for example, the AIDS Healthcare Foundation, they have our posters up for the wine walk.
I'm gonna email everybody tomorrow.
And the problem we ran into with planning after parties was Spencer was kind of play with helping out part time with it,
I think
but it
we
was
can
really
put,
he was
I'm
not
gonna
good
get
at
like
like
a Roku or something.
we
and
need
put
this
it
many
in
servers
so
because
they
we're
can
gonna have
have
this many people. Like, did you go to the taco after party we had at LT's?
No, but I did go to
You know, the Chinese food place?
Yeah.
That's the bad one, right?
I did go to Something Good.
Yes, that was a terrible experience. At LT's, the taco place, we actually coordinated in advance and we paid them $500. And so they put out appetizers and drinks and everything at the tables. They knew when our concert was over. And we gave them a head count, so they had just walked off 2/3 of the restaurant for us. So we it's that kind of coordinating.
Do it.
If you can coordinate an outfit, you can coordinate it.
I mean, right.
Your outfits are always on
Thank you. I
point.
told you,
So,
I'm a community engagement.
Well then, I will officially consider it filled per nomination, unless you help me out. Sorry,
Dan,
Oh, are you still doing?
Okay.
It's not that it's even up.
No, no, no.
I used to do the PR thing. I used to do the
Yes. I don't.
Right, look at you being
So count on me. I think that'll be fun.
Yes. Don't feel better.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
because that's literally the only thing that will drive you. They're letting you drive their drone.
Get it.
I wrote a very nasty
Get some rest.
And pride shirts, right?
Oh yeah. Hey, if y'all don't have a pride shirt, make sure you get one. In case you're ever gonna play with the pep band in any event, grab a shirt if you don't have one.
What?
I've got a friend who's a great typewriter person. Is that so? And he's not a bit the band, but he comes to all the concerts. How does he apply for that position? You said that. I don't remember.
Just want to do grant writing or wants to do the actual fundraising?
I think they could just go write. Yeah, he's like a philosopher writer type guy.
Yeah, so we can technically hire like a grant writer, but it's just make like
How or he could do it, or he could do it pro bono. Just for the goodness of we need the money. He's no insurance.
we were trying to figure because like what we really need is someone with that kind of stuff. Basically establish a list of everything that's qualified for, and then just submit it.
Like he wrote something with the treadmill recently that he did like an app. I went out to get like errands done and he had interviews with someone. Okay. So how does he apply? How do I put him in contact? Okay. President at. Well, I mean, like, I'd like to know. Oh yeah, he's like, I'm talking about you. Yes, he's good. He doesn't like you said earlier. It's like, you don't have to be a rock star, so you can call in, like, whatever it is that we need to people around and get written for. And he will not look his eyes.
John back out.
Yes.
But what we need to know is basically, as long as he's giving people the timetable to apply when they're open, that's what we need.
Okay, I'm seeing him at the. You should come to JR's. high school, I went to go see West Texas A&M and I watched them when they were on tour. And I remember from our vantage point, we're in like a black box theater. We would overlook the whole band. I remember watching this one extremely like intense sleep focused percussionist. And he has a real like he had like a triangle and he was very like standing completely. It was like time when I was just like really a long time.
Oh yeah.
Wait, at that point.
Yes. You gotta make your money.
Walks over the cymbals when he said. Walks over.
Do you guys want to be on the flute section with the basket? Or do you guys do your
Oh, they put us with the bass clarinet.
fine? Our theme's fantastic.
What is it?
A night at the movies.
Fun. But I think because they don't have enough because there's
Fair
enough
enough.
Percussion section.
they put us I was like, oh, we got to put the peanuts in there.
With the Austin head.
Sounds bad.
Why is it the
We're
on
always
the back?
open to like all levels.
I feel like we should be
Found out about us.
There's so many of us now.
I know you guys are like
And he was like an organ tuner, but he like didn't really know
When
how to read
everybody's
music
here, it's crazy.
per se, and also like some people are playing, especially once you play something solo. And then you get into the percussion section. Yeah. And so yeah, that was a rough time for the section. All right, let's find our seats. We're gonna take a tuning pitch and then have YMCA. You don't want to connect with the lights?
Not
It's a bit heavy. Yeah.
maybe Thursday.
all right. Can we get tuning pitches?
Right, please.
We're getting started. All right, so we're on YMCA tonight. We are going to do J all the way to the end of the piece so that we can hit a few of the small things we didn't get to last time. So when we're doing letter J all the way until measure, or 4 measures before letter K, the majority of the ensemble has just quarter notes on beat 1 with an accent on there. So those are full value quarter notes that will touch beat 2. So it's just 1, rest, rest, 1, rest, rest, 1, and then you keep on going all the way until 4 measures before letter K. Once we get 4 measures before K, we're all at a mezzo piano, and we're growing in dynamics for 4 measures, and we're ending at a forte at letter K. So we have 4 measures to get to a forte and show that level of growth. So let's try and make that happen, starting at letter J. In the rest, there's a lot of percussion stuff happening at J, and they're just loud and ad-libbing. So here we go. Here's J. And 1, 2, ready, So let us slow down 4 measures before K and just get all these notes and rhythms happening. Here we go, slowing it down 4 before K. Let's get all of it lined up. And 1 iena, 2 iena, ready, here we go. This time, can I hear everyone except for clarinet and alto saxophone? So no moving 16th note people. I need to hear quarter notes and dotted quarter notes and then the 8th note upbeats. Here we go. Everyone 4 before K, no clarinet and no second alto. 1, 2, ready, Okay, in our trumpet parts and our trombone parts, we should hear 1 and a 3 and a 1 and a 3 and a 1. Can I hear just trumpet and trombones now, 4 before K? Let's make sure that fanfare type thing is happening. 4 before K, trumpets and trombones. 1, 2, ready, Okay, yeah. So, are there any trumpet 2s? Do we only have trumpet 1 and trumpet 3? Trumpet 2. Oh, there we go. Okay. And then who's doing trumpet 3? Okay. And so just a little bit louder on beat 1 of 4 before K, because you're the only one right now with that part. Cool. Let's try it again. Same group. 4 before K, trumpets and trombone. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2. Thank you. Awesome. Let's have everyone back in. 4 before K. We're still slow, letting it line up. Here we go. 4 before K. 1, 2, ready, and 2 before K as well, and that one is a tricky key change during concert A flat. I am so sorry. But it is what it is. 4 before K. Here we go. 1, 2, 4 before K. Ready, set, and. Woodwind 16th note things, it's gonna happen as long as you're like repping it over and over again. If you're just like doing it the one time we did in rehearsal, it's gonna probably stay where it's at. But if you're doing it over and over again at home on your own time, it'll get a lot easier and not be as tricky. Okay, let's start 4 before K and let's keep on going. There's supposed to be an ad-lib trumpet part at K in trumpet 1. Has anyone figured out who wants to lead on that one yet? That starts at 1, 2, 4 after K. Yeah. In the recording that's on YouTube, it's like pretty virtuosic, but it can be whatever you want it to be. Okay, sounds good. Everyone 4 before K, and we're gonna keep on going. And 1, 2, 4 before K, everyone, ready, set, and go. 4, 5, 6, 7 measures from the end. That's where a lot of people got off. 7 from the end. We're back with our fanfare type deal in our horns, trombones, and second and third trumpets, and bass clarinets. 1 and a 3 and a 1, 2 lolly 3, rest. 2 and 1 and that is your rhythm in that part. And then we have a bunch of 8th notes and everyone else. Let's do 7 measures from the end, please. Here we go. 7 from the end. 1, 2, everyone together, set, ready, and. Great. Now, there aren't any articulation markings on this, starting 7 measures from the end, except when we get to the and type feel. However, when we are playing this one at full tempo, we need to add some type of style, or else it's going to slow down, or it's not going to sound great altogether. So 1 and a 3 and a 1. So drive through the notes, add a little bit of space between your dotted quarter note followed by the 16th notes, and I think that's going to help with the tempo and not feeling like it's dragging. And then there are staccatos on your triplet in the following measure. So let's make sure that those are really, really short so that it's not going to slow down there. Okay, next up, everyone in the ensemble, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 measures from the end. When we're playing on beats 2, the and of 2, 1, and the and of 3, those are accents with a tenuto marking under them. So full value with a fortissimo sound. So full value fortissimo, make sure you're filling up the sound in the ensemble so that we can get a good tone happening. All right, let's do 7 measures from the end again, getting more of the articulations happening, driving on the dotted quarter followed by 16th rhythms. Here we go. 7 from the end, and 1, 2, ready, and. Great, and then the last few notes. Dotted, there is an accent followed by rooftop accent, student. So just make that last note short, no length at all on that one, and we'll be totally fine. Okay, let's back it up. Start at letter K and go to the end for me. K to the end. There we go. And 1, 2, everyone K, ready, set, and. Thank you so much on that one. Cool, and it'll be a lot easier when we have the drum set with us, so don't fret too much. Just please work a lot on the 16th note tech, you know, all you gotta do. Because there's a lot of 16th notes in this one, and if you're not working on it all the time, it's just gonna stay the same every week. All right, thank you guys so much.
Alrighty, we're moving on to March Militaire. And actually, I may, because you guys can pivot a lot more quickly, percussion. Would it make more sense to squeeze another piece that has more percussionists in before March Militaire, since it's so thinly scored for you guys? Let's just keep it in the order then. Okay. I'm sorry? No, you don't need to. You don't need to turn it. You can keep it forever. Or throw it away. Yeah. Yeah, it's digital parts that just got printed out, so not originals, no worries. Yeah, if you still have that piece that we read by Mark Cervantes, Passing of the Present, those are not like originals from the publisher or anything like that. You can keep them as mementos. Please don't sell them. They don't belong to you. But otherwise, throw them away. Keep them. I don't want them back. We will stick with March Militaire. We'll go there next. So, anybody need more time? All right. This one has been okay, but I think we've got some opportunities to break some things down. So, we may stop and start. I'll try to, once we get going, I'll try to keep the pace as fast as possible. So, when we stop, don't start talking. Here we go. Beginning. Top. Beginning. Breathe with me. Breathe with me. One, please, when you enter, make sure you enter with confidence. Some of us, it's a few notes into your line, and there's a lot of handing off. So come in with confidence at the dynamic that's marked, but don't sneak in. Here we go. One, circle one. You guys have circle one. Do you have that in your music? Square. It's a square for you. Okay. Yeah. Got it. All right. Square one. Yeah. I'm just going to say one. Here we go. Rehearsal one. For those of you who are ready. I know they're adjusting. No worries. Okay. Every time we've had staccato quarter notes, we're pushing ahead. Ba 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 da 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 dee da 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 ba 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 da da ba da da ba da da. Wrong rhythm there on my part, but just be careful not to push ahead on those quarter notes. Let's start, please, at B, the letter, and the rehearsal marking. Here we go. B. Ready and go. concert or not, but I really want it to be like that, like, I'm all over the place tonight. I really want it to be that different, right? There's like forte, pianissimo, forte, and it's just all over the place. We've got to really like follow to the T. In the 6 measures before 6, and maybe even, yeah, 6 before 6, there's, is that where I'm thinking? Yeah, there's some staggered entrances that we really want to listen for. Alto saxes and, gosh, hang on a sec. Alto saxes come in with first and second clarinets at a certain point. Bassoons come in with tenor sax and cornet, and it's like all these like staggered entrances. Let's start right at 6 before 6, if you can find that for me, please. 6 before 6. 6 before 6. Everyone is piano or softer. Here we go. Slight crescendo, and then bring it right back down. 2, ready. People were looking around. Were we lost? No? Okay, I saw a couple people. D, right on it, please. D. I'll try my very best to not make it look like I want you to be loud when I'm just trying to show you where the rehearsal marking is. Here's D, but soft. Here we go. D. Yeah, more. There it is. Let's put it in one place. Trumpets coming in here. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. 8. I should have stopped you. Yeah, I was stopping for the timing, but that was the sound that I wanted. I'd like to go back. Thank you for the crescendo coming out of 8. I'd like to go back to 8, do that crescendo again from pianissimo for some of you or piano for others, all the way up to forte, fortissimo. And if you, I don't have a measure number, I'm sorry, but where many of you have multi-measure rest, you should have fortissimo there, and you can just be full in volume, don't sustain for too long. The clarinets, you stay fortissimo throughout that. But it will sound much softer to them because there's just a fraction of the instruments. All right, so this is 8, please. Rehearsal 8. As we speed up, fight the urge, sorry, as we get louder, fight the urge to speed up. Here we go, 8. Don't speed up. missing? It's an honest question because you're all doing it. I'm excited too. I'm excited too. It doesn't get faster. It doesn't get faster. Hey, but it's okay because as long as you can, like, you know, pull on the reins, hold the reins. What's the expression? Hold the reins? Hold the reins. As long as you can stay steady tempo-wise, then when we speed up to the actual performance tempo and it is going as fast as you're trying to go, you won't then be tempted to speed up from there as well. So ultimately, I would like to go ba 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 bum bum ba da dum bum bum, which means for you eighth note players, okay, 9 G, not 9, G, G. And just for the sake of self-restraint, let's go at the same tempo we were going earlier and not speed up. G, the rehearsal, marking. G, 2. In cornet or trumpet parts, maybe you may be missing triplet markings. I don't know. I'm looking at the score and they're here, but just be mindful that before the end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 bars, you switch to triplets. You're doing a little fanfare here. And it's just you who has that, trumpets and cornets. So, and I'd like for it to be as loud as you can comfortably play without causing physical harm to yourself. Okay, let's go. Instead of trying to jump to another piece real quick to round out the end here, I'd like to go back to the beginning. And I'd like to do this again, just a click or two faster. Let me gauge it off of some of the clarinet stuff. At A, how fast can we tongue that? Yeah, because we're going to go back to the very beginning. But at A, clarinets just have just like straight eighth notes.
The people who aren't here can find it really fast.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. We could do some cool like tricks where like some of us are doing like 1 and a 2
It says
and a.
it says to trade off.
Oh, does it? Oh, well, there you go. Okay. I don't think it says it in my part. We're gonna go from the beginning. We're gonna get a really good, focused run. Whatever tempo we're going, let's just stay there. Okay, let's just agree to stay there, no matter what happens, no matter how excited we get, or how soon you want to get out of here. Hopefully you don't want to get out of here that badly. But right at the very beginning, just sticking to our guns, not speeding up as we get excited and get louder and so on. If I'm like wildly gesticulating up here, I might be asking for more sound. So, okay, beginning. Let's go here, Tim. Here we go. Good luck. to the last two measures for me, please? Last three measures. Here we go. That's better. Okay, cool. Thank you. That's all the time we have. Does anybody else have a hard time going to sleep after rehearsal? I need to pick like slower stuff at the end. I go home and I'm just like, ah. And I swear it's just caffeine. Actually, I stopped drinking coffee around noon, so I don't know. Anyway, thank you all so much. Help tear down the stage, please. We'll see you, I will see you 1 week from today. Don't forget Thursday night, May the 4th, Wine Walk. If you're not playing, come out and support the pep band. It's going to be really awesome. They sound amazing. See y'all.
And if you need a name tag, if you've lost yours, that's okay. Please sign up on the name tag page here.
I'm going to repeat that because I'm feeling especially loud. If you don't have a name tag, there's a page back there. It's an attendance page and a name tag page. If you sign up, there will be one for you. So then when I'm not remembering names, for example, or if your section doesn't remember who you are, that will help them. Thank you. You're welcome.